incredible run at Winchester Speedway. Cal Robbins made 29 previous starts, 10 times. He's been in the top 10. We'll try to assess the damage on this family operation. His dad turns the wrenches on that machine. His grandfather's down there offering assistance as well. Very popular driver who's worked a lot in various race shops in Indianapolis area.
It was fun when Kevin Thomas Jr. joined me in the booth at Williamsgrove. He's a close friend of Kyle Robbins. He spoke really highly of the driver that goes by K-Rob, and KT was about as jacked up as anybody that night to see Robbins come home with that 5th place finish. But it's here at Selinsgrove Speedway that marks the location and the 1-year anniversary of Robbins' highest finish in his Silver Crown career. Talked about him running 3rd last year here. 2nd was C.J. Leary, your track record holder, and of course Shane Cottle scored that win after a very thrilling late race battle with long race leader C.J. Leary.
Yeah, I think you're going to find when you talk to a variety of competitors, this guy is universally liked. I mean, when he's awarded as he was, as Rookie of the Year, that was warmly received, and let's see what's going to happen.
They've taken him back to the pit area, so they're going to assess the damages on that number 7 for Kyle Robbins, which means Fatheads Eyewear qualifying will continue. Our next car coming out of the gate, and Patty's been very successful in any kind of car he gets behind the wheel of.
Well, there's no doubt about that. He's a 3rd-generation driver from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the 5-3 Motorsports. Fatheads Eyewear, Greg's Auto Body, Smith Titanium car. That's a Maximum Foxco Chevrolet Power. The driver is the Macho Man, Brady Bacon.
Bacon coming into the 5th round of the 2021 season, also picking up some sponsorship from Bodmer Family Foot Care right here in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. So the Macho Man will see the green flag. He'll tiptoe his way through the narrow corners on this racetrack and see what he can do as our first car to lay down a lap time.
Yeah, Mark Shuck turns the wrenches on the 2-time winner in this series. Brady Bacon made 30 career starts 16 times. He's been in the top 5.
Bacon gets a little crossed up there out of 4, man. It's not a bad deal, though. First lap of 22.434 for Bacon. He's working on lap number 2 now.
Yeah, and again, the track record held by C.J. Leary at 21.676.
And we saw Bacon really kick that tail end of that number 53 out through turn number 4. He does it again here, carries a whole bunch of speed at the start-finish line. 22.434, improves to a 22.224 for Bacon.
Yeah, so Brady Bacon establishes the mark right now in the car 53.
And we get right into it with our track record holder coming up next.
C.J. Leary out in car number 30. He's a 2nd-generation Silver Crown Series driver. Chuck Leary turns the wrenches for the Greenfield, Indiana driver. Leary Racing is the entrant. Leary Construction, Gray Auto, and Valvoline. The sponsors, that's a DRC with one-way Toyota power.
And as I said, he is the track record holder here 1 year ago, going 21.676 in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Leary flies across the start-finish line to start his first of 2 laps here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Gets through turn 2 cleanly, points it down the back straightaway, and gets going. Last time we saw Leary in Silver Crown competition here in 2021, Pat, was back at the Big E in Eldora. He ran 14th place that night.
Yeah, that's a place where he has also won and been very successful as the white flag comes out. Goes ahead of the class, Tony.
Leary 21.739. We saw Brady Bacon manage to improve on his 2nd lap here. Leary 21.739. That's good. Awful close to his track record here from 1 year ago, 21.676. Leary letting it all hang out as he comes out of 4, gets on the loud pedal at the line. 21.185. That's a new track record.
New track record for the former USAC National Sprint Car Champion, C.J. Leary. He's got his lucky dog with him and has the fast time at the moment. Out now at car number 9. This guy has won 31 USAC Silver Crown Series races. No one has done it better. A 5-time series champion. Chris Dyson Racing, Tedford, Protectol, Norcold, Racer Magazine. That's a Maxim with Kistler Chevrolet Power. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Kody Swanson.
Kody Swanson, so impressive. Talked about it in hot laps after even missing a round of competition, not heading up here to Pennsylvania back in the summer, earlier in the summer to Williamsgrove. He missed that round, and he's still the championship point leader. He's going to come around to complete his first lap. He's trying to beat a time of 21.185. That is what C.J. Leary just posted. First trip by for Swanson, Pat, is a 22.047.
Yeah, in many ways, this race last year set the stage for Kody Swanson. He struggled here, frankly. He had trouble managing his tires. It was a difficult campaign for a guy used to winning. Gets up with the loose stuff here. Reloads down the front straightaway. Let's see what Kody Swanson can do in lap number 2. Is he quicker? Yes. 21.702, but he's second quick overall.
Well, and CJ Leary told me in our pre-race show on Flow Racing, an early draw is going to be critical,
He did, yes.
and he proved that it could be very valuable as he is currently sitting on top. On track next is the driver, Pat, who made the long overnight haul after running last night in Putnamville, Indiana.
That's Jason McDougall, J-Mac from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. That's the Terry Cladd Enterprises. Willwood Disc Brake, Lucas Oil, Brown & Miller Racing Solutions, Beast Ford. The great Bob East, Dave Brzezowski turned the wrenches for this very talented driver who cut his teeth at the Port City Raceway in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tony is an outstanding mechanic as well as a racer, and sometimes some wonder if he likes that part as much or more than racing.
Yeah, absolutely. He's worked already this season for Kevin Thomas Jr., but he stepped aside to do more racing himself. He comes out of turn number 4. Probably a little tired after the overnight drive. McDougall's first lap, Pat, is 22.670. That puts him 4th out of the 5 cars we've seen take the green flag. He and his girlfriend, Carson Elledge, as well as crew member A.J. Parker, made the long overnight haul after racing at Putnamville's Lincoln Park Speedway in his non-wing sprint car.
He's too young to be tired, Tony. I wasn't tired until I was 40 years old.
McDougall picks up speed on his second lap, Pat. It's a 22.428. He'll stay in the 4th position.
He's a really good race driver. It's a good combination with an experienced team at this discipline. We'll see what he can do over the course of the season. Out now, this guy had a splendid run here a year ago. Wind him up and go. From Stuytown, Pennsylvania, the John Stamen Trinco Heavy Industrial, Maxim Chevrolet. His father, Carmen Perigo Sr., turns the wrenches for the very, very popular and talented Carmen Perigo Jr.
Carmen, our first driver from right here in Pennsylvania to begin his Fatheads Eyewear qualifying attempt. He's our 6th car to take time. Again, Kyle Robbins having difficulty over in turn 3 on his first lap, so he did not record a time. Jason McDougall is 4th, Brady Bacon 3rd, Swanson 2nd, and everybody gunning after CJ Leary, who just bested his own track record, going 21.185 on his second trip around. Perigo exits that 4th and final turn, gets across the start-finish line. Lap number 1 is 5th quick, 23.152.
Won a couple of modified championships at Challenger Speedway, Super Sportsman at Silver Springs and at Williams Grove and Path Valley in Super Sportsman competition. He's been the man to beat for a number of years. I talked to Mark Smith about his great competition at Silver Springs, said the man who was the toughest was this guy, Carmen Perigo.
He's going to improve on his second lap, goes 22.867, but he will not have enough to get in front of Jason McDougall. So Perigo will stay 5th in the running order. We get ready to move on now to a driver who had an awfully big hand in getting Silver Crown Racing to make its debut last month at Winchester Speedway.
Oh, that's no question about that, because that's his hometown. That's Matt Goodnight in the Pallet Builders Bennick Enterprises Simpson Race Products car. It's a Maxim chassis with Claxon Chevrolet power and National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Mechanic of the Year in years past. Scott Bennick turns the wrenches for Big Man.
Goodnight comes out of turn number 4. He'll see the green flag wave from Warren Alston, one of our chief starters when we come out here to the East Coast with the USAC Silver Crown Series. Goodnight had a big hand in getting Silver Crown Racing to the high banks of Winchester Speedway. He enjoyed his best finish of the season out there when he ran 7th after taking the green flag in the 8th position.
Yeah, that was a really, really good run for Matt Goodnight, who had a stellar year last year in points. He'll take the white flag. Matt Goodnight, what's got, Tony?
24.460. That puts the number 39 6th on the board. And we've seen everybody pick up speed on their second lap here. If you're looking at Race Monitor, you'll see that last lap time highlighted in green, meaning that was their best lap of the session. Of course, CJ Leary's name highlighted in purple. Goodnight trying to beat a time of 24.460 as he comes across the start-finish line. Goodnight doesn't prove 24.348, but he'll stay in the 6th position. Looks like coming up next, another one of our home state drivers, Pat, from nearby Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. He's in the number 31, and the last time we saw this driver, Dave Berkheimer, trying to see where he ran, 19th place back at Winchester.
Yeah, Berkheimer Racing, Subway Auto Body, Rich Wine Garage, and Macri Concrete sponsor the Pennsylvania. That's a Maxim chassis with Chevrolet power. To say he had an eventful last race here would be an understatement.
Berkheimer picks up the green flag. We talked about he's been in for the whole season with us. Started the year with a 22nd place finish at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Ran well, making the feature back in Williams Grove. Finished 27th at the high banks of Eldora Speedway. And then a 19th place run, just barely missing out on a top 15 run at Winchester. He comes out, makes his way across the start-finish line. Lap number 1 for Berkheimer. Slots him up to 6th, leaping over Matt Goodnight. It's a 23.936.
Has been a regular the last couple of years. You get the sense he just absolutely loves racing these big Silver Crown cars in car number 31. As we mentioned, Berkheimer's 17 starts in his Silver Crown Series career. And his second lap, not as good, 24.035. He'll stand on the 23.936.
Moving right along now, it'll be our 9th car to take time in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. Fresh off a 12th place run at Winchester. Pat, he comes from Sylvania, Ohio. This is Austin Niemeyer coming around.
Yeah, Austin Niemeyer set to make his 50th career starts. 15 top 10s for the 4th generation driver from the Buckeye State. That's the Niemeyer Lesco Racing, Lucas Oil Center, Wayne Subaru. That's a Maxim chassis with Kircher Chevrolet power.
Austin Niemeyer doing well this season so far. He comes into tonight sitting 7th in the 2021 championship standings after 4 races complete. Tonight being our 5th event of the season. Had a couple rainouts to start the year. Man, really missed out on not getting to go to Madison, Wisconsin. So was David Byrne. He was really looking forward to getting to race in front of his home state fans and friends and family and crowd. Niemeyer from Sylvania, Ohio comes across. Lap number 1 is a 24.251. That puts car number 16 7th in the time chart.
2014 USAC HPD Dirt and Pavement Midget Champion. His grandfather, Jerry, this is something many people forget. He was an ARCA Midget Series champion. ARCA had a Midget Series for a number of years. So Niemeyer, lap number 2. Not as quick in lap number 2, 24.354. He'll stay with the 24.251. It's C.J. Leary, the best thus far, at 21.185.
This driver coming out on track right now. Pat did not score a win last season. He scored a win last night, albeit with the USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midgets, but you know he's got to be feeling plenty confident coming into tonight.
Justin Grant, no doubt about it, the defending series champion of the Himmelgarden Racing. NOS Energy Drink, Super Fitness, Himmelgarden Enterprises, the sponsor. That's a DRC with Speedway Ford Power.
Grant comes around to see the green flag. Of course, we're talking about the defending Silver Crown Series champion. He's a 5-time winner here in 2021 inside the USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car Championship. And I'm referring to last night at Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway when he won his first feature in the NOS Energy Drink National Midgets, making him, Pat, the first driver to win a feature this season in all 3 major championships.
And Justin Grant is good on dirt and pavement. That's what you have to do to be a champion. 22.089, 22.089. Cut his teeth in the Bay Cities Racing Association out of the state of California, where he ran on both dirt and pavement, and he's been very good on the pavement, and that was brought to bear when he just recently won at Winchester.
He was very good through turns 3 and 4. Grant at the line's going to jump to second, 21.682. So a very good second lap. Not good enough to overtake C.J. Leary, but he jumps to second quick.
No, but gives him a good opportunity to move forward, no doubt. Out now for Levittown, Pennsylvania, the John Hagenbottom entered. Belmont's Garage, Robinson Racing Products, Speed Equipment. That's a Maxim chassis with Ryder Chevrolet power. The driver is Mike Hagenbottom.
Hagenbottom brings that all-white number 24 through turns 3 and 4, and driver's getting pretty advantageous, letting it get right up next to that wall on the exit of turn number 4. He'll fly underneath the green flag, meaning the clock starts for his first of 2 laps here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. We'll see where the clock stops when he gets back around. But Hagenbottom, as you said, Pat, coming from Levittown, PA, so you know he's not exactly a rookie to racing here at Selinsgrove Speedway.
No. When you're the 2001 URC champion, just banked off the wall there. That's 20 seasons ago. He's been been at this game for a while. Mike banks off the wall, stops the clock where, Tony?
8th quick, 24-192. So the wall didn't slow him down too much over there in turns 3 and 4. He's going to do his best to avoid it this time, trying to improve on lap number 2. He hustles down the back straightaway, enters much lower into turns 3 and 4 than he did the first lap. A lot lower than I think we've seen most of our qualifiers run. He exits turn number 4.
And let's see, slower at lap number 2, 24-268, 24-268. First lap, 24-192. Posted a 10th place run at Williams Grove, did Mike Hagenbottom.
The last time the USAC Silver Crown Series raced here in the Keystone State, this driver was victorious.
You bet. That's the chief, Shane Cockrum from Benton, Illinois, where he's the fire chief, BLS Motorsports. Hustler Turf Equipment, Ben's Lawn Service and Trailer Sales. That's a Maxim with Kistler Chevrolet Power.
The Chief brings it out of turn number 4. He'll get on the loud pedal here to begin his first lap of qualifying. Kicks up a little bit of dust on his entry through turn number 1, but boy, he is smooth, it looks like, all the way through that second corner. Gets right back on it down the back straightaway. We'll see what he does on his first trip around. Stays right up by the wall in 3 and 4. Did he touch? Gets it all kinds of crossed up out of 4. This will be an interesting time.
Well, that's 4th quick for Shane, 22-192. He's won at the Terre Haute Action Track as well as 2 times at Decoyne and Williams Grove. And Tony, I think he gets a little style points out of that effort.
Oh, absolutely. Normally we have a monitor up here in the booth to show us what the top cameras are seeing. Tonight, unfortunately, we don't have that luxury, so not able to confirm or not if he touched that wall over there in turn 3. Can confirm, though, that he goes quicker on lap number 2. 4th quick for Cockrum, 22-034.
Yeah, he serves notice that he's here to race, and Cockrum, 3-time Lincoln Park Speedway track champion, looks awfully good. New driver assignment here, Tony.
Yeah, it is the 2016 Series champion coming out on track now in that all black number 97. This is Big Daddy Chris Windom getting ready to see the green flag. So here we go, the 97 coming out of turn number 4 to get qualifying underway. Hans Lean owns the car, NOS Energy Drink, Lommers Motor Racing, and Utisha Bar on the side of his DRC with a Stanton Mopar underneath the hood. He's a former series champion with the USAC Silver Crown Series, locking it up back in 2016, driving for Fred Gormley.
Yeah, the great Fred Gormley, who we lost. He's an 8-time winner in 76 starts. Greg Nelson turns the wrenches on this Hans Lean 97. Chris Windom, 6th quick at lap number 1, 22-420. 22-420.
We'll see how Windom attacks turns 3 and 4 this time. In lap number 2, we've seen a few drivers alter their line through the corner. Wyndham's going to stay with what worked on lap number 1, stays right up there near the fence, brings it out of turn number 4. We've seen some guys enter a lot lower. Wyndham comes around. It helps him, 22-283. So Big Daddy goes faster on his second trip around, but he'll stay right behind Brady Bacon in the 6th position.
Yeah, those new to this series, unlike in sprint cars where we use inverts, etc., these cars are lined up straight up. So where they qualify, that tells you their track position right off the bat.
This guy had troubles in qualifying the session we find ourselves in last year, Pat, but it didn't keep him down for long. It's your winner from 1 year ago here at Selinsgrove Speedway, the opening round of the 2020 Silver Crown Championship in the number 81. Here comes the throttle, Shane Cottle.
And Shane Cottle's been an outstanding open-wheel driver in the state of Indiana for a number of years with track titles at Kokomo Speedway and at Gas City. Came out of the modifieds and mini sprints and has just been outstanding as a USAC competitor. That was a big win last year, Tony, for Shane Cottle.
He's had good success already this season. He comes in tonight sitting 3rd in championship standings. Let's see where he sits after 1 lap of qualifying. 7th quick, 22-395 for the 81.
Yeah, had that runner-up finish at the Grove, but 3 top 10 finishes for the throttle. Easily could have been in the championship tussle a year ago if he would have made the round at Salem Speedway on the pavement. But here comes Shane Cottle. And Shane, good effort, 21-975. That's 4th quick for the throttle.
Yeah, Cottle jumping up there on his 2nd lap thanks to a really fast lap. It's still C.J. Leary, Justin Grant, and Kody Swanson in front of him, though. Cottle slots into the 4th position.
Out now, car number 54. What a great veteran he is from Pleasant Hill, Ohio. Westfall Motorsports, the interim. Lynn Cook, Gordner Welding, Lake City Bull. Ray Marshall, the sponsors. Ray Marshall sponsors his sprint car. That's a Maxim with J&D Chevrolet power. This is Matt Westfall.
Yeah, we didn't get to see Matt run the season opener with the Silver Crown cars back at Lucas Oil Raceway on the morning before the Indy 500. We did see him the following round out of Williamsgrove. He ran 17th there, and then he had a 6th place finish at Eldora. That was a huge field of race cars. He looked really good that night.
Well, he's won a USAC sprint car round at Eldora. He's won a late model championship at Eldora. His father, Phil Westfall, turns the wrenches. Big Matt's first lap, 9th quick, 22.474, 224.74.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch his lap coming around there that we just got the time from. He entered pretty low on the start to turn number 3. He goes right back to it, and he's not going to drift up the track. As, wow, he really crawls through turns 3 and 4 there. We'll see if that change in the line does anything for him. He's going to slow down to a 23.055. That keeps Westfall in the 9th position.
Yeah, tried something different. By the way, just as great to have National Sprint Car Hall of Fame historian Alan Brown and his wife Nancy in the house tonight. It's one of your favorite cars, Tony.
I love how this thing looks. It's car number 18 for Wellpot Racing, EGR, Smith Family Farms, Avance, and Skip Payne Consulting on the side of this beautiful DRC with a J&D Chevy underneath. The driver, he hails from Pendleton, Indiana. It's Travis Wellpot coming around. Wellpot will be our 16th car to take time here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. He takes the green flag to see what he can do.
And Travis Wellpot has made 21 previous starts, had a 6th place run at Winchester. Good race for the former Neymar's Midget champion, TQ champion, from a long line of educators in the family. He is one himself.
Had a good finish the last time we saw him at the High Banks Winchester Speedway. Started the feature 7th, ran to a 6th place result. He stops the clock here on lap number 1 at 24.780. That is good enough for 14th quick. Makes his way down the back straightaway here. I think we got about 5 cars left to go here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. So again, you heard from guys like CJ Leary and Kody Swanson saying, man, an early draw is really, really going to be important. We might see a little bit of the effects of pulling a little bit later here now, affecting guys late in the run. Travis Wellpot, hey, he makes up 24.379. He does go quicker, but it's not enough to advance out of the 14th position.
Yeah, a couple of wild cards we're going to keep an eye on, and one of them is this guy, a former national midget champion from Southern California. And the Rice Motorsports, Fatheads Eyewear, STIDA.com. Lucas Oil, the sponsors, that's DRC with Pink. Foxco Chevrolet Power. This is Logan Seavey.
Man, Logan Seavey had heartbreak when we were here earlier in the summer and we ran at Williamsgrove. He was looking so good. Had a failure that took him out of the running for the win. He's back. He's in that number 22 with Fatheads Eyewear on the side. He kicked off the year with a 7th place finish in Brownsburg, Indiana. Again, heartbreak struck at Williamsgrove. Started 8th, ran up at the very front of the field, ended up 20th, 8th at Eldora, and 11th most recently at Winchester Speedway. Seavey comes out of turn number 4, stops the clock at 21.846. That's 4th quick, Pat.
Yep, Logan Seavey. Boy, a couple of great guys. His crew chiefs, Ronnie Gardner, obviously there, and Robbie Rice, his dad, Larry Rice, the Silver Crown King, had so many great years with the Lefevre brothers from Lafayette, Indiana. Let's see what Logan can do on lap number 2. Oh, that's a good one. He goes to 2nd quick. 21.590. Impressive late in the queue.
Yeah, it goes to show that I don't know what I'm talking about, because you can still go plenty fast here if you drew late. But what's crazier than that is that Logan Seavey just improved a bunch. Goes 21.590. Pat, he is still 0.4 of a second behind pole sitter CJ Leary.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And here's the wild card in so many ways. Who among this group knows this racetrack more than this gentleman? In the 01 machine from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, L&M Motorsports, NTK, CRC Smart Washer, Pins Tavern entry. That's a Mach 1, of course. That's his company. With Ryder Chevrolet Power, it's Mark Smith.
Talked about how much we enjoy getting to see Mark run with us. He'll usually be behind the wheel of the 3R for Rocksteady Racing in Mach 1 during the Eastern trips when Kyle Cummins can't make the time away from work. Smith's first lap is 9th quick, 22.313.
Just a little bit of work here, and Mark's got a chance to have a really good starting position for the 75-lap grind. He's a heady race driver. He can use those laps to move up to the front, but he'd like to get a little bit more further on the grid. And what's he going to do at lap number 2? He does it. 7th fastest overall for the 0-1, 22.105. Good effort by Mark Smith.
Beautiful looking race car, Pat. How do you describe this one?
Robin's egg blue.
That's the number 40 of Shullsburg, Wisconsin's David Byrne. And man, after a very short race last year that saw him get upside down on lap number 1, he has enjoyed a much better 2021 already this year.
No
he
doubt.
wants to enjoy a better Selinsgrove night.
No, there's no doubt about it. James Chewy Sandberg turns the wrenches on this 40 machine. As he's underway, this guy's had success in sprint car racing, particularly on the pavement, and sometimes on the pavement with a wing. You can imagine how fast that is. That's why he was just waiting for Madison International Raceway to come up on the schedule. He's at least a former track record there and still may hold it as far as I know. Here's the white flag for David Byrne. Shullsburg, Wisconsin driver, 13 quick, 23.201. 23.201. Make that 3:01.
Well, and Pat, when you talk about Byrne's prowess for racing on the pavement, you harken back to the season opener this season at Lucas Oil Raceway in Brownsburg, where he ran 3rd, but it was really more of a win for him because the 2 drivers that beat him were not slated to run the full schedule.
That's right. And he runs both the dirt and the pavement. David Byrne will stay 13th. Second lap not as quick, 23.341. By the way, I don't believe that Dave Berkheimer went across the scales, but given his starting position, that's not much of a hurt at the moment. This is going to be interesting based on what we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. He was quickest at the end of the second rotation for hot laps here just a little while ago. He drives the number 10 as David Byrne comes across the start-finish line down into turns number 1 and 2. This is the driver who we saw go quickest in hot laps in the number 10 for DMW Motorsports with Advanced Materials Technologies, U.S. Auto Care, and Phoenix Pavers on his DRC with a Wilcox Chevy. Anaheim, California's Jake Swanson is in the hunt for Rookie of the Year points, and what a cool, classic-looking race car.
Oh, it's a beautiful-looking race car indeed. Mickey Meyer turns the wrenches on the Anaheim, California driver. And 3rd quick, Tony.
Yeah, 21.606 for Jake Swanson. We see him run full-time with the USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car Championship, and they've been at every round with this Silver Crown car. They've had some mechanical gremlins here and there getting it ready to go, but boy, when it's ready, it runs. Second lap puts him second quick, 21.398.
21.398 for a guy who's very popular among his peers and fans, recently relocated to Indiana. And this is a maiden voyage for this driver from Indianapolis, Indiana. This is Nick Bilby, Tim Simmons' own machine, Simmons Racing, Beast Chevrolet Power. Jake Simmons turns the wrenches on the former Lawrenceburg Speedway track champion. In fact, he won on Saturday night at Lawrenceburg.
We got to see Nick run a lot with us back during NOS Energy Drink Indiana Sprint Week by Amsoil. Bilby comes out of turn number 4. Maybe wants to be a little bit farther up the track when he exits that next time by to register a lap time. First of 2 laps now underway. He is our 21st car to take time, so he will conclude Fatheads Eyewear qualifying.
Yeah, and it's, of course, a very different race. Car number 7. Car number 7, Kyle Robbins has a lap coming to him, we understand. Here comes Nick Bilby. He'll stop the clock the first time, just trying to get his feet wet. Where's he at? 17th quick. 24.296.
Yeah, good lap for Bilby. He makes his way out of turn number 2. As Pat said, Kyle Robbins in that number 7 will have one more lap, one attempt to get out here in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying. They've had ample time to fix up whatever was knocked loose during his contact with the wall over in turn number 3. Bilby, though, the car on track coming around to complete his time. Hey, he improves up to 15th, 24.092 for the Indianapolis driver.
Yeah, he and his dad have been stalwarts on the Indiana bullring scene for a couple of years now. More than that, probably about 5 or 6. And it's really starting to really learn his craft. Here we go. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we saw this guy run 3rd back here 1 year ago. He had trouble over in the 3rd turn on his first lap in Fatheads Eyewear qualifying, but Shane Cottle taught us last year that a misstep in qualifying is not always a death sentence. He's going to come around here and see what he can do.
Yeah, so he gets to wind it up and get the 1 lap. We saw the white flag right there from think that's Warren underneath that Darth Hill. Oh, that's Nicole in front of him.
Nicole Flood shows the VP Racing Fuels checkered flag, so this will be the time to lap that counts for the number 7 of Kyle Robbins. He's 15th quick, thanks to a lap of 23.460. Cool to see them work hard enough, Pat, to get K-Rob back out on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. He's positioned now that he can go forward.
So Fatheads Eyewear qualifying has concluded. He was the track record holder after qualifying here last year. He remains the track record holder, just the faster track record. CJ Leary goes 21.185 early in the draw. He is downstairs ready to talk to Christy Bemis.
Thank you so much, Tony. He sure is. CJ Leary, your Fatheads Eyewear Fast Time Award winner here tonight. It's 2 in a row after doing the same thing back at Eldora Speedway just a few months ago. Does qualifying these Dirt Silver Crown cars just come kind of naturally to you?
Man, I love Dirt Silver Crown cars. They're my favorite car to drive. No matter where it's at, they're a blast. Really love running on the big racetracks, whether it's a half mile or a mile. There's nothing else like it, and I knew an early draw was going to be key here. I knew from last year, and then the sprint car here earlier this year was key. But hopefully, overall, we chose the right tire. We chose the 20, which is the softer tires. So see if we can make it last 20 or 75 laps.
You lowered your own track record here at Selinsgrove Speedway that you set last year, lowered it tonight. But you mentioned this place earlier. You said it might race just like it did with the sprint cars back in June. Do you still think that's true?
It's gonna be tricky. I don't see the tops hanging in there for much longer after the sprint cars go out and run. So, I don't know. The bottom was pretty dominant last year, and I think we'll probably see some more of that. And 1 and 2, I think, is where all the passes will be made. I think there'll be a top and a bottom. Like last year, Cotto made all of his ground up on the bottom late, and I don't know. We'll just see if we can get this number 30 machine rolling for the future, and hopefully we can be one spot better than we were last year, looking for some redemption.
Sitting on the pole tonight is a similar situation that you were in last year. Did you learn anything from last year's race that could get you one spot better tonight?
Man, I don't know. We were pretty good last year. All the yellows hurt us, and then Shane having being able to come in and get a tire really helped him at the end. So, man, I think I'm going to look back at the notebook and see if we can just copy that.
CJ Leary lowered his own track record here at the Selinsgrove Speedway. He is your Fatheads Eyewear Fast Time Award winner tonight.
Hey, great job, Christy. Folks, make a lot of noise for CJ Leary beating his own track record here. Send him back to the pit area with some support. Get loud. He's the driver of the number 30. He dominated here last year. He stood on the podium. He wants to do one step better. He heads back to the pit area. That is Greenfield, Indiana's CJ Leary.